to be intentional, the way I understand it is to set forth a goal or a series of goals and intending to act upon them, and to make sure that you put together the necessary sequences in place for you to achieve these goals. And usually those are, we're talking about goals and wishes and desires that we want to act on as we see them bringing forth, you know, the results that we want. If it comes to, for example, working out, if it comes to your personal affairs, you know, making sure that you have a better relationship with yourself, with those in your households, etc., etc. So, you know, it's a very widespread concept, and I want to speak a little bit on my personal experience on what it is that being intentional brought forth in my life, and how it really impacted me the way it did, to really be a way of life, pretty much, you know. So you see, I spoke at length, and we're not going to go back to that, you know, on how, you know, our education and experiences and disappointments and ideas of failures, etc., have made us feel sometimes pretty much, you know, like we're not worth it, like we're not capable of anything. And I think this is where, you know, being intentional becomes very crucial. When you decide that, no, enough is enough, you know, you might not see what I see, but that's okay, because I believe in it, and I am going to be doing everything I can in order for me to be able to accomplish what it is that I've decided to accomplish. Pretty simply put. And so I know it sounds easier said than done, and for the most part it might indeed sound very, very nice when you say it, but in all actuality it's extremely difficult to put all of these ideas in actual action. And that's what it is about, because it's great to say this year, you know, walk with intention, this year act with intention, this year, you know, be intentional, this and that. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool, but how do I even start? What does it mean? So you have got to understand what it means for you. And it means for you what it means for most people. Like I would say that if you really want to see things coming to your life, you have got to really focus on the quality of thoughts you have, on the quality of life you have, on the quality of friendships that you have, relationships that you have, you know, whatever maybe your, you know, sexual preference. You know, there's a big problem when, you know, you don't know what you want, and you feel like you are quickly discouraged and or faced with challenges that makes you you know, just want to drop the ball. What's up, Christelle? Welcome everyone. Feel free to join in the chat and share with me your thoughts, please. This is not a monologue at all. I am indeed talking by myself, but you know, the purpose of this talk more than ever is to have a conversation with y'all. And yeah, but so, you know, challenges, you know, you will have them at all times. You know, there's not a day that goes by without you being faced by something that's going to throw you off your loop, off your target, off your journey. But that's the whole point. You have to be shaken on your bases constantly, because you can't take anything for granted, especially not what you've acquired. And if you're being conscious enough, you will understand that you've acquired what you have at the expense of so much sweat, blood, and tears, right? So I remember a couple of weeks ago, I told you guys about, you know, some of my, you know, routines, you know, working out every day, for example. So instead of killing myself working out every day, I went about it in a very in a very soft way. You know, I was like, okay, let me go, but really, really step by step, right? Let me not be discouraged by the efforts. And though I do love, working hard, but there's a point where, I wanted this experience of me working out to be an enjoyable experience for me, and to really feel like, I am not just trying to like, blow up some steam or anything like that. No. Okay, that comes into play, but it's really about shaping not only my physique, but my mental fitness as well. Meeting my daily goals by just walking towards them one step at a time. Emmanuel, merci d'être là. Ben, écoute, ça fait plaisir. Voilà. By the way, multilingual here. So even though the language here is mainly English, I'll sometimes switch to French or other languages that I may speak that you guys may speak as well. So we're open-minded here, and pretty much open format when it comes to that. And so, you see, you have got to set up goals that are not humongous, that are not feeling like you're trying to climb the Mount Everest. It's not. I mean, ideally you want to get there, but you have got to understand that if you don't work on the steps that are to be climbed slowly but very surely to help you reach the goal, the ultimate goal, then you'll always try to find shortcuts. And what do shortcuts do? They provide a very quick and instantaneous sense of rewards and sense of satisfaction. And I know although some people do feel very content with what they may be able to gather from that, and life is great and that's it, I find no satisfaction personally in that. None. I prefer to go about it the long way. Not saying that if you can make shortcuts here and there that are intelligently presented, seized as an opportunity, that won't necessarily try to bypass the obstacles, because this is the thing. The process is what is the most important in being intentional. Because when we say being intentional, at least in my opinion, we already see the end goal, right? Which is great. You have to, when you say, I want to be intentional about my relationship with, as I'll just give you an example, the intention with myself, trying to work on my physiques, not because I want to have the looks, because I don't quite care really what someone else feels. And I also don't want to live a life that looks good, but that isn't good in actual honesty, right? So the problematic is that people say these words, and I see a lot of people saying, walk with intention, be intentional, because it sounds amazing and it resonates with them at that very moment. As you say these words, you just feel amazing. You feel like, wow, this is happening. I'm feeling this. Yeah, go girl, go brother, let's go. Nah, man, it's an everyday process and it's not pretty, but it's so empowering, because if you accept to go through the journey, through the process of building and shaping, right? Building and shaping the true self, facing head first the challenges ahead, you are guaranteed, absolute guaranteed, I bullshit you not, that you will have success, and you will have indeed great results. Now, for example, being intentional with your finances. Being intentional with your finances is something super important, right? Understanding that, okay, we have gone through a full year in 2020 of dealing with this bullshit ass, pandemic. And entering 2021 doesn't look like there is much, much to look forward to. But this is exactly where I think one has to really change their perspective, because it is too easy to look at what is negative than to actually observe what can be made out of the negative that you're going through. Best believe me that when I say what I say, I mean what I speak. I mean every single word, because you know what? You are not alone in this swamp. We are all in this now at different degrees. As a friend of mine, my good friend, my good brother Nuno says, we are all on the same waters, but we don't have the same boats. And actually, I like this imagery because it is indeed very true. But just because you have a very, very tiny boat doesn't mean that you cannot make your way through the shores and find solid grounds and be able to build again, right? Try not to use your circumstances as an excuse for you not to be able to do what you're supposed to be doing, because you're being of disservice to yourself. It's indeed not easy to accomplish. Obviously, if it was, everybody would be doing it. But the point is the desire to see you reaching the future you that you want to experience. And it's really all about that. Being intentional is about being able to see the vision, being able to project yourself in that future, being able to like clearly understand, identify, this is my goal, this is where I want to go. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I will get there. My whole career has been that. I didn't have the keys in the hand and the keys to all the doors in my hands. I didn't. I had some because of my education, because of my background and how I was raised to understand that nothing is earned without hard work. But that's my experience. You have yours. It's not invalidated because I had to get what I have with much more difficulties than you, or vice versa. Everybody has their own stars, their own path. But if you're not intentional, if you did not decide to be on this path and on this journey with the intention to see you as the you that you are today, be the you that you can be fully and totally tomorrow, and truly put the work for it, because that's what it is. It's about setting in motion a series of action. I'll repeat, set in motion a series of actions, a series of rituals, a series of habits that will help you get to that point, right? I see that, for example, a lot of the new generation of music producers and DJs, because they can reach you with much more ease, and artists in general, because you're much more accessible, they tend to forget that the process, the journey that it takes to be where I am and where I'm going to be tomorrow is not something that came overnight. Wherever you are today, you had to work to get there. And if you didn't have to work and it was presented to you, well, seize that opportunity and build on it, right? Don't be just a spoiled person who feel like, well, it was presented to me. But that's the problem. When it's presented to you and it's easy, you tend to think that it's easy and that's the way it should be. But you don't realize that that person that you're reaching out to, that you're asking favors from, literally helped you bypass, a series of steps that were crucial to shaping and building your personality, to shaping and building your eyesight, to shaping and building your mental fitness and your physique for the mission that you're trying to get on board and trying to establish yourself as part of that team. Meritocracy is something that I really believe in. Merit is super important because you know what? I'm not saying that I'm here to judge if somebody's really worthy of something or not. I'm just saying that I'll see if you put in the hard work. And hard work means so many different things. But it can be as big as trying to climb the Mount Everest, or as small as just trying to change your eating habits, which can be a big deal. So it's pretty massive. It's pretty massive when you think of it, Oh, Papa Kesha. Merci Mingi, merci Mingi, merci Mingi. Respect the steps indeed. Thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate you, Baba. We appreciate you.